Hello, and welcome to this week's Monday Math Challenge, Combining Transformations. Before we get started with our instruction for our combined transformation, I just want to take a second to introduce you to these fun shapes here called tetrominoes. Now, a tetromino is a geometric shape composed of four squares, count them all there, and they are connected orthogonally. And what that means is they're connected at the sides. So we can see if we take the pen here, in this example, we have a square here and another square here, and so on and so on. And they are connected at the sides, not at the corners like, say, in a checkerboard. Okay, so the word tetromino, because you know I'm going to break down the word. The word tetromino comes from an ancient Greek prefix, tetra, which means four, and the word dominos. And this group of five tetrominoes we call the free tetrominoes. And that is because we are allowed to transform these tetrominoes in any way that we like. We can translate them, slide them all around the place any which way. We can rotate them up to 360 degrees in either clockwise or counterclockwise direction about any point of rotation. Usually they do rotate about the center, especially if you have them in a game. And we can also reflect them. And that is one thing that's a little unique about the free tetrominoes is you're probably looking at them going, Miss Clark, that's obviously Tetris. And yes, that's exactly where Tetris got its name from. But in Tetris, you work with 7 shapes, and that's because you can't reflect in Tetris. All right, we are going to be combining transformations today. So I'm going to turn off the camera for a second so you can see we are dealing with a 10 by 10 grid here. And what your instructions are is as follows. You're going to start with this tetromino. Now you see the connection to the last slide. So we're going to copy this tetromino on grid paper, A, B, C, D. You may think, well, Miss Clark, that looks exactly like a rectangle, a kind of quadrilateral. And yes, you would be right. But in this case, it is made up of exactly 4 squares. So it matches with our tetrominoes perfectly. So we are going to rotate our tetromino, or we can also call it rectangle ABCD, 180 degrees about vertex C. That is your first transformation that you're going to do. Now, remember at the beginning, I said this was all about combining transformations. So get ready for a second transformation. Once you have rotated rectangle ABCD 180 degrees about vertex C, and you have drawn the image, drawn and labeled the image, now you're going to reflect the image in a vertical line passing through 6 on the horizontal axis. So that would be, you will use a ruler and do a much better job than what I just did freehand with my mouse. But that is about where our line will be, going right through 6 on the horizontal axis. And remember, our point of rotation is here on vertex C. That's supposed to be a star. Please work with me on this. Use a ruler, be neat, and do better than I am. Alrighty, so next step then, make sure that you draw and label both images. Remember, we're going to have ABCD. That is our original shape. We rotate 180 degrees about vertex C. And you'll notice I don't have to say clockwise or counterclockwise, because when I rotate 180 degrees, the image is exactly the same whether I go clockwise or whether I go counterclockwise. You're going to rotate 180 degrees. Does not matter whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise, because the image will be the same. You want to label it A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Reflect it in a vertical line that passes through 6 on the horizontal axis, and draw the reflection image and label that one A double prime, B double prime, C double prime, T double prime. Finally, be ready to show your final drawing to me Monday morning in our first meet of the day. I am looking forward to it. See you then.